Ibuki on the scene? Oh, what a great character. I think one of the first tutorials I ever saw for any fighting game was the Ibuki tutorial on this game. It wasn't even really an Ibuki... Well, it wasn't Ibuki tutorial. It was called Ibuki Mixtape. It's probably still on the internet somewhere. Probably still on YouTube. Probably nothing changed. Probably 16 years old at this point. Maybe more. He missed his jump in. Yang's damage is so low that almost mattered. Hi. You got the whole... You got every number in there. Oh, that was nice. Oh, he went for the cross-under, fake cross-under. But he ended up attacking the wrong way. Cross-unders in this game can be cruel. One hit only. That probably will still hit Yang. Oh, he went for every parry. Surely Ibuki can parry X number of hits and push a button, right? She could have thrown him for sure. But, you know, he wanted more. Best set to buy. What do you mean by set to buy? You mean packs to open? Pocket won't let you buy sets. You can't even buy the starter deck anymore, right? I think it's gone. Packs. They should actually make starter decks in Pocket at this point. You just pay for and you get all the cards in them. It really depends on what you want. There's like particular cards from almost every set now that you want. Like you want Cyrus, you want Sabrina, you want the tools. The easiest way to get all the old ones is to just trade for them. So just open whatever pack you want and find a Discord where people will trade you the cards you need. It depends on what kind of deck you're trying to play. Giratina O is pretty strong. That was in Shining Revelry, I think. Giratina EX, it's not actually Giratina O. Giratina O is the base Giratina card. The game doesn't bother to indicate that it's Giratina origin form though. Who do you want in Street Fighter 6? That would be Oro. The characters I want in each new Street Fighter game are basically the same, so you don't need to ask. I guess you need to ask if you've never heard me say them the first time. Characters like Rose, characters like Adon, characters like Oro, Elena, Vega. I'm a big Vega player. A lot of characters who haven't come back in a while are pretty cool. Like Necro would be a good one. I do like Urian. If Urian came back, I'd be happy. Most of the third strike casts I like a lot. Surprise, surprise. Yes. Claw. Genetic Apex is good. I don't know if any EX card from Genetic Apex is still played, other than maybe Charizard. Mewtwo's seeing a teeny tiny resurgence, and actually Pikachu probably does work in the current meta. Do you have a type you want to play? You should start by eyeballing a particular deck you think would be fun to play. And then just open packs that further your chances of getting that deck. Boxer and Claw both coming back in the same DLC makes me wonder who the fuck else they would bring back. They were only going to have season passes of 4 characters and 2 of them are Shadaloo. Feels like they would just do some more Shadaloo people. I don't think they'd bother to bring back Fong at this point with Aki in this roster. Even though they're not like super duper similar, I think that Aki's intended to be like a modern reinterpretation. Not that Fong is even that old. They could bring back Seth. Seth isn't Shadowloo per se, but you know. I can see Boxer still being a charge character. There's not that many charge characters in SF6. I wouldn't even find it that unlikely if they made Vega a charge character again. Dudley did his thing, and Ibuki died. I just remembered the Seth video I made. I made a Seth balance change video in SF5 at some point, and I used gender neutral pronouns. And a few people in the comments got really mad that I they them Seth. I would not do that now. I would just say he him. I don't care if Seth looks like a woman in Street Fighter 5. He calls himself the king. Crouch Fierce, early Crouch Fierce anti-air. Oh, just early air attack. And then just land an OS low parry. That's brutal. Yeah, there it was. Low parry, high parry. Ying's damage is low-ish. And his, he's got a lot of safety. So aggressive parries are not especially punished and very important for opening him up. Why do you type like a AI bot, bro? Are you running all your sentences through a translator? Or is that just how you type? Text to speech. Alright, now it's all clear. That was a towards jab, I think. No, you're okay. You didn't do anything wrong. The TC. Using stay medium kick as a confirm is kind of cool. Dudley tried to red parry the last hit. Not super risky, quite rewarding. Oh, oh! Good shit. Snuck the overhead in. Oh, only 3, and he reacted. He saw that he landed, that meant Necroid stopped doing electricity. He pressed Roundhouse right away. Oh, too early? He probably could have just done a button that would have hit, guaranteed. Rare TC Super Link. That's nice. I hate when Dudleys are good at that link. That link is super annoying if Dudley can do it. Towards medium kick super. You don't have that much time to react. It's quite difficult. That's unsafe. Ibuki missed a punish, but she may not be have. Medium kick is what I would have instinctively pressed there. It probably does work, but only at particular ranges. That's annoying if medium kick doesn't work though. Ibuki doesn't have that many good cancels that work like from further out than that. I think low medium punch cancels, but it's not very good. Ugh, like it got owned. Oh. That's a big dizzy bar. He went for red parry there. Aggressive. Oh, Crutch Fierce got stuffed at the startup. That time it worked. The TC. Oh, very nice. Ibuki's dizzy output is good enough that she can occasionally get dizzies. It's not very common though. Her momentum is really good. Early Crutch Fierce. That could have been something bigger. Oh, that was a nice anti-air. She could have actually supered and it would have worked. Most people, you shouldn't press there because Ibuki could just super. Ibuki can do a jump over on Dudley and get a... If she does this, the kunai on the right frame, she can do a kunai that throws him one way and then she goes over your head and does the super in the other direction. That was not a super hard parry, but he couldn't fuck it up or he died. And he fucked it up, so he died. That's how it goes sometimes. Anyway, Ibuki can actually do a cross-up unblockable in this matchup and a few others with wide opponents. Because she throws a kunai and then super cancels into air super. Over the opponent's head, right as she passes over their push box, and the kunai goes one way and the super goes the other way. Light air super. And it actually creates, midway through the super hitting, the kunai hits seem to block it the opposite direction, so it creates an unblockable. Ibuki, one of very few characters with a cross-up unblockable. It's a very weird one. I've seen it here and there. Very rarely in actual matches. The anti-air slide. It's got real low profile frames. Oh, reversal airborne. Oh, she's cooked. Ibuki has like 3 different things that put her airborne frame 1, or 4. That was a punish. Not super damaging, but not horrible. Oh, that could have been super cancelled. Surprised he didn't. Nice Crutch Fierce, and she super jumped away just in case it was parried. Yeah. Oh, was that still a punish? Dudley's truly blessed. Oh, nice. Attack to only 1 hit. That leads to a TC, but the TC of the opponent parries twice is less than ideal. So she did 1 attack and Dudley tried to parry a second time. Oh, good reply. She was trying to throw a kunai and the stuff is anti-air, but he did something that beats the kunai. Of course it lost the air parry, but, you know, he made that guess. That's all you can do in this game. Weigh your options. And YOLO, whatever you choose. Spend EX. It wasn't super rewarding, but I probably would have spent it. Wow, that was nice. Hit the corner perfectly. Little micro walk. Still winnable for Makoto. That's probably gonna kill? Yeah. Good shit. Empty jump low short. That's how we do it. Oh, that was nice. Oh, I love it. You parry Dudley Super 3. If you got the first parry pre-freeze, it's one of the easiest supers in the game to parry. But that's a tall order for that premise. Very nice. I parried it quite a few times in my day. Good shit. Parry the platypus. I don't know. Maybe SA1 is not a hard parry. You don't get anything for parrying it though, other than dodging a chip kill. Nice. Actually, since there's a bunch of separate projectiles, you might be able to punish Remy after parrying it. I've never parried that super close range. I usually don't even bother to parry it from afar. I play Aura so I can just jump over it. That's true, it does give you meter. All parries give you meter. Makoto got hit up a backdash there. Wake up backdash is actually a pretty devious option for Makoto. Her movement is very quick. Even if she gets hit, which she will because it's not invincible, she'll get hit from far away. Oh, you said me either. Well, you do get meter from parrying. That was a nice block. Makoto could turn this around in a heartbeat. He chose to save it. I think that's not a bad play. Oh, he's dead though. Probably he should have spent it retrospectively. You get a little stun recovery time, but the stun recovery rate is so slow in third strike. It's not a huge deal. It might have been enough though. There's a spin hook. I don't know how fast light spin hook is, but it's quite fast. Dirt dry, I assume is third strike. And I assume you're talking about Elena. Oh, that jumped short. Was that a drill? Nice. Necro played the zoning really well on a character who's normally very hard to keep out. Oh, that was a medium spin hook. He could have super canceled that on reaction. He knew it was medium. We didn't, but he did. Looks good. He should have done the double super. I imagine on Yang it's gonna get one hit or zero. Good shit. Beautiful play. Round start, half circle forward kick. He didn't even get a back fierce after parrying Ken so strong. What you parry determines how much time you have to press. Oh, got it again. Ken could have punished that one. I'm pretty sure Ken can low forward it or super it. But it depends on the range. He didn't confirm that. Don't bullshit me. Jump jab. Super turbo. Necro's just trying to get out of the corner. Ooh, that was a nice catch. He mashed parry though, so he didn't get a juggle. If he didn't mash, I mean, he mashed electricity. If he didn't mash electricity, he would have gotten a juggle. But he did it because he was afraid Ken would parry. HT. Someone once told me it was a Roku. It's a very good Ken. Nice, a little shimmy. He went for light DP, heavy DP. I think that does work on Makoto. That reminds me, I should have watched that next time. It depends on the jab, but light normals give you extra frames after a parry. The opponent is frozen for longer. But you can't necessarily do like a heavy normal. Maybe a close heavy normal. Good shit.
Are you ready? Go.
Never mind, that's gonna be whiff punished, I think. Not sure what Makoto's options are for that, but probably stand medium punch would work. You can always whiff punish with the dash punch. Makoto's zoning in order to get some meter. Ooh, good confirm. Bro just stuck out low medium punch and saw it hit. Oh, she's dead. I wonder if Ken would be the best character in this game if supers didn't exist. I feel like he probably would be. Chun-Li and Yun aren't bad, but their supers are really freaking good. Well, more so the super confirm in Chun-Li's case. Although the super is definitely not bad, it's fast and it does a lot of damage. And it goes really far. I think Ken has the highest meterless damage. Akuma's another candidate. Situationally, you could maybe name a couple other random characters. It depends on what the starter is. Like if you consider, like, you know, Necro 6 down back fierces into stand jab as a meterless combo. Nice. But just TC into light DP, into potentially another light DP if the opponent's in the corner, or is Q. Yeah. Even with just TC into uppercut is a very good meterless damage, but the fact that he gets double DPs in specific scenarios. Akuma, yeah, has very high meterless damage. I would tentatively say Akuma has better neutral than Ken, although it's close. But that health loss is huge. It's no joke. Nice. Oh, nice. Oh, he's dead. Good shit. Fire strong. Zoom strong. That was a good parry. Those are hard to do. Looks good. Oh, he was too early? That's only JP3. I think you have quite a lot of time. Oh, it traded. Sad. That super's quite fast. Oh, this is kill? Not quite. Just electricity. Ken did a wake up fireball, which I imagine he didn't want. Light DP probably would have worked there. I don't know, actually. I might have traded. It wasn't like a true meaty electricity, I don't think. Oh, that was nice. Nope. That was less nice. Ugh, Dudley's disgusting. That's the worst feeling in the world when you hit Dudley and when you parry Dudley and he cancels into the short swing blow. That was a really nice parry and a really nice punish. That's not very easy for Necro to punish. Obviously, he could have done raw super. He should have done anything other than nothing. But I don't know if Necro gets a cancelable normal on that. He might be able to get back medium kick. Ooh, nice parry series. He guessed right. Oh, he died anyway. That's an interesting question. Necro launches the opponent so high that the juggle time is used up. With only JP3, you still have a lot of time. They might be able to get all the way to the ground before the invincibility wears out. It only starts getting really low around like 4 and 5. Or has some setups where 5 isn't enough. The opponent becomes invincible before you can hit them.
Into the heat of battle. Go for it.
Dire situation for Dudley. He turned it around. There are no dire situations for Dudley. Oh, low short actually hit. I bet he wishes he committed. Sometimes you just do the low short intending for it to be blocked so you can kind of claim the opponent up, stuff whatever they're about to do, and then sneak the overhead in because they think they're blocking down twice. Just use the light normal as a tick, as it were. Got him, that's unparryable. You gotta press quite fast in order to beat it. They look like Yang tried to walk in. It's a lot of dizzy. Don't think he's gonna dizzy the round though. Wow, did he want that? That's not normally a thing that Yang does in neutral. Nice.
Are you ready? Go.
Good round. The taunt into palm into SA2 was such a satisfying little sequence. Jumps up and jabs down at you twice. It's not... I don't think it's called Stinger. All of his moves have like snake names. Maybe that one's Snake Fang. He's got a... Is that Flying Viper? That must be Flying Viper. I got a sub. Yay. Oh, the throw was too far out. Truly suffering to be Yang with Yang's so range. There's people in Yang's stage. They're just not on the same floor as us. They're one floor below us. We're on like an overhang on Yang's stage. Overhang's the wrong word. I don't know what to call it. We're above the street. He went for the red. It's quite a scary red to go for because Dudley's will churn the super, waiting to see if the opponent red parries because Dudley has nothing else to do there. If they see the parry, they'll super. But if you get the parry, you can OS parry the super, so it's you get a punish either way. But you do have to parry the super, which is not hard, but stressful. And anything that's stressful can be dropped. Yeah. It's like an alley, and then there's like a tin roof stretching between the two sides of the alley. And you can see the heads of people on the street below. Whenever you join a in-progress match, weird things can happen in Fightcade. I don't remember that particular instance. That was a car throw, I saw it. Ooh, that... Nice. Nice block by Ken. The fucking overhead. He couldn't link super though, because he ain't got hit mid, standing. They should have made that overhead more plus. It's wild how much better Ken's back medium kick overhead is than his towards roundhouse one. It's like night and day. In almost every way that they're different, the back medium kick is better. I think the only edge the towards roundhouse one has is that it goes further, but that's not really a thing that you would care about in the context where you use overheads. I like the part where I just advocated for a Ken buff. I would actually buff Ken quite a lot if I rebalanced this game. I would nerf him too, though. But there are parts of Ken's kit that feel a little bit weak, such as the ground Tatsu. I give him a little touch up.
Into the heat of battle. Go for it.
Well. I think I've talked about it before, but I would not actually change Ken that much if I were to rebalance this game. Most of the things Ken exploits are problems with other characters, I feel. Like, Ken being able to get all these ridiculous punishes with Shippu is mostly because there's too many minus frames everywhere. Ken being able to reversal Shippu, Urian's block Stamina House is a problem with Urian, not a problem with Ken. Nice. I'd probably buff Heavy DP as well. Heavy DP is so iconic for Ken. Oh, the step kick. The IDP being the best one on most metrics is a little lame. Nice.
Ugh.
You win. Now. Fight is ready.
I recently got into a YouTube argument with a guy, which is not a very good thing to do in general, who commented on my super art tier list that I was wild for putting Chun-Li's super so low. I put it in the top tier, by the way, but I put it below like 5 other supers because there are other supers I consider to be better, such as Genei and Aegis, both of Oro's good supers, and Shippu actually. Anyway, he mentioned that he thought it was ridiculous that I didn't mention Chun-Li being able to link her overhead off of, or link her super off an overhead. And it's just her universal overhead goes to super. And I thought about it, right? And I like looked at the cast and I was like, Yank stuns are not so rare. EX Rekka does a lot of damage. I mean a lot of dizzy. What was I gonna say? Something like all but 5 supers can be linked off of a meaty universal overhead. It's like the vast majority of the cast. Of supers that hit, I should say. Because there are a lot of supers that don't hit, such as Tengu Stones or Genei. Or like all the grab supers. 2 of Hugo supers, Neko super 2, etc, etc. 2 of Alex's supers. Anyway, it's literally like 5 supers. It's like Makoto super 2, like Oro super 2. I forget what it was. It was like such a weird thing to complain about that I didn't mention the overhead into super link. It's like, bro, they can all do that. Everyone in the game can do that. It is a weapon Chun-Li has. Chun-Li does use it. It's just not rare. Makoto does use Universal Overhead SA1. I've seen that plenty of times. Wow, that only comboed because of the Dizzy. I know because it went away when he landed the back leg kick in that brief little nanosecond. It's hard to get that to combo. That was probably a punish. Necro probably should have confirmed super there. Ooh, he definitely should have confirmed super there. Oh, he should have confirmed super there too. That's more like it. If he landed any of the supers at previous moments, this would be a Dizzy Yang. Well, it'd be an entirely different game. That's a funny time to try for a super. The anti-air super hitbox is not very good on that thing. It's very random, with anti-airs. Wow. You might be able to always land into it and block if you don't commit to something midair. I don't know. Rarely am I in that scenario. It's not like 12 super. 12 super is actually a good anti-air. You didn't hit. That looked like the light one too. Yang is just short. He was short and he was close. That's probably Flying Viper. One of these days I'll memorize all the attack names in this game. Look, that was Torozon. That's the name of Yang's cool little slash thing.
Prepare to strike. Now.
You went for the Dizzy slash anti-parry. Close Fierce. Would have been good. Ooh, got it there. Same scenario.
Into the heat of battle. Go for it.
Ooh. Oh, okay, delayed EX Rekka. Classic. It's me too. Oh, sneaky. Dudley cheap. He's all on meter though. It's interesting you didn't TC when you had no meter left, but you're left closer to the opponent, so not that weird or anything. Towards medium punch. Cool little poke. They made it like a good low crush in SF4. I don't know if it is in this game. Good low crush is a bit strong. They gave it a little bit of low crush. Wow. Yeah, Dudley beats you up. Dudley would also be a top tier character in a no super meta. That'd be fun to see.
Now, find a new rival. Welcome to the world of Street Fighter 3. Prepare for battle. Well, I got the picture. Are you ready? Go.
Corkscrew Blow's damage is actually pretty mild as supers go. Especially if he combos into it, especially if he juggles into it. I don't know, you could do it either way. A no meter meta and a no super meta. Oh, that did less damage than just letting the hit rock. So with this hit grab thing, it does damage as they land. So Dudley didn't take damage here. So he takes quite a lot of damage when he lands, but this prevents Dudley from landing, and normally that's a lot less damage than the hit grab normally does. So you want to get a combo here to make it stronger, but he dropped the combo. Chun-Li would be a lot worse, but she'd probably be mid tier. Her neutral is still strong. Well, she might be low tier. She just doesn't have a way to like create a threat or even put together a combo without meter. She'd probably be low tier. Yeah, Dudley can beat you up. Especially something like 6 low roundhouses, or rather 5 low roundhouses into a juggle. 5 low roundhouses tucking up or something. Hi, Castle 09. Krishna. You've been there since the start. Oro's both better and worse than a no super meta. He'd probably still be mid tier. He's definitely a fine character meterless. He doesn't suffer from not having a super per se. He's not reliant on them. But he also has 2 of the best supers in the game. That sounds about right. I started making videos in like 2013. I was uploading stuff to YouTube as early as 2010, I think. But the first time I did commentary was on the uh, -5 DPs, I think. Oh.
Fighters ready. Engage.
Aura's complexity would certainly go down without supers. Dizzy.
Final round. Go.
Without SA2, Chen is probably high tier because of SA1. Without supers, Chun-Li is probably mid or low. Probably somewhere between. But SA1 is not actually that much worse than SA2. Yeah, pretty much that. Hi. Wait, who's the wife? Is it Effie?
You win.
Oh, it's Necro.
Into the heat of battle. Go for it.
Ugh. He thought Yang would be on the ground. Oh, what an unfortunate circumstance for Yang. Bro got Rekka counterpoked by Loren House.
Go for it.
I think I will allow this message. Seems like a quality message to allow. Far jump fierce into stand short and TX Rekka. Yang's low forward can be picky after stuff like that. Stand short is safer. What's ABG indeed? Oh, what a nice parry. He turned around because of that. There should have been a later universal overhead probably.
Engage.
I mean, obviously, I can say that now, but that's a nice option. Give the opponent time to commit to a throw or something. A universal overhead time so that delayed throw will catch. I like the air quotes every third strike match ends in a parry scramble. That's fun. The dynamic of the match changes quite a lot based on the health bar. Oh, what was I just saying? Oh, that could have been confirmed super if it hit. It would have killed Dudley. But he blocked, damn it.
You win.
Arterial blood gas. I feel like I've done that recently where like I know like a medical shortening and I confuse it for the medical shortening even though it's obviously not. Oof. I feel like I have a really good example of that, but I can't think of what it is. Medical words can get tricky. There's like a hematuria, and then like a uratemia or something like that. And one is like urine in your blood, and the other is blood in your urine. but they both actually mean like urine blood condition. Nice parries. Oh, he got it too.
You win. Into the heat of battle. Go for it.
Urine in your blood is, I think, a lot less common. But it does have a name.
Fighters ready. Engage.
I don't know what Xanthosis is. Oh, he dropped it. Good shit.
Final round. Now.
Jaundice. Ah. That's one I'm familiar with. Looked like Ken went for a parry there or something. Greek or Latin or something.
You win. Are you ready? Go.
That was the light spin hook into super, and it didn't combo, because it usually doesn't. I made a good joke at work recently. I love when I get to make jokes at work. I'm a funny guy. We had a psych patient who was, I believe, pissing on the wall in his room or something. And apparently he was either high or drunk or something. Maybe both. And had been picked up by the police at I think a Arby's or something like that.
You win.
And I said the Arby's to pissing on walls pipeline. I've seen it many times. My coworkers like that. It's not good happy people who go to Arby's. Yeah, they all like me. They laugh at whatever dumb shit I say. Cyanectomy, remove the cyan. One of my coworkers was telling me about how they extracted an entire toothbrush. They had to do an X-ray on a patient who had an entire toothbrush in his rectum, like a automatic electric toothbrush. And I said, I hope he has 2 toothbrushes. And they all laughed. Damn, all you guys. I've never done a foreign body in an anus. I've only had a couple bullet wounds, and they were all buckshot. I haven't had a bullet yet. I've had a couple near misses of bullets. I've been present while a bullet X-ray was shot, like a 9mm. I had one patient who was shot in the chest with bird shot, and I did a chest X-ray on him, and it was like a beautiful night sky, looking at the stars, but actually it was bird shot. That all comboed, baby. He was pretty chill. He was up, he was walking, he was smiling, he was laughing. But there was a whole bunch of BBs in his chest. Like a lot. I would estimate somewhere in the realm of over 50. He was a young guy. I would estimate he was... I don't remember. I didn't have to estimate because I could just see it on my paper, but I don't remember what it was. I think he was like in his young 30s or late 20s. I've had an old woman who was full of bird shot too, and I was just like, how did this happen to you? She didn't look the type. Whoa, there's 2 necros on the screen. I guess the type to use a gun and the type to get shot are not necessarily the same people. Maybe she was crawling around on the ground during turkey season. Necry. Good one. Necry. For a very long time, I don't know if this is true anymore, probably not. There was a massive Wikipedia article on the word viruses versus the word viri. Viri, however you say that. I believe viruses is now considered correct. Maybe they're both considered correct, but viruses is considered more correct. I used to read Wikipedia quite a lot in my adolescence, back when I learned all the time. It doesn't feel as good now as it did back then. Maybe it's just because I know more things. It's very helpful when you just want to learn some stuff. I was on Wikipedia today looking up movies, because I just discovered how many fucking movies are on YouTube. It's quite a lot. It's like almost Netflix tier at this point. I got all excited because I saw they had I'll Always Know What You Did Last Summer, but then it turned out it was buy or rent, it wasn't for free. I was like, oh boy, I can watch one of the worst horror movies ever made. "12 Angry Men." I just tweeted about that one. What a great movie it is. Truly 10 out of 10. The men are a little bit angry. The title oversells it. I watched Cube just today, but I've already seen it. I watched it with someone who hadn't seen it. Cube is a great movie, actually. I heard the premise years and years and years ago, and I thought it was interesting philosophically. Nice. So I didn't bother to watch it, but then when I finally did watch it, I was kind of caught off guard by how movie-ish it is. I thought the plot would work in a synopsis better than it would work in a film, but it actually works fine in a film. The first movie uploaded to the internet? No. I also watched the movie Hell House LLC, which is also free on YouTube, and I must say, I liked it a lot. I knew nothing about it except that it's a cult horror movie. They obviously have a low budget with that movie, but they do a lot with what they have. It's actually a really good movie. He whipped that. Whoa. Holy shit. Bro whiffed a low medium punch on purpose for meter build. You guys seeing that shit? That's advanced.
Fighters ready. Engage.
Oh, that was nice. Yeah, he was in the corner so he could do the short swing block combo. I thought that 4 and 5 also didn't have throw protection on wake up.
You win.
You can do meaty throws in 5, no doubt. 4, I think you can. Well. I'm pretty sure, yeah. I think 3 might be the only one with throw protection. I'm pretty sure you can just throw someone on the first frame of their wake up in SF2.
Battle. Go for it.
That's like the whole premise behind the T-Hawk Infinite. Cursed. I guess T-Hawks do jump button, crutch jab into SPD reset, don't they? I didn't know that. That's interesting.
Final round. Go.
Imagine playing ST and you're fighting a Chun-Li and she throws you from outside your throw range and you can't jump out of it. Thank God it's not me. Thank God I'm not playing ST. I love that juggle. That combo is just one of my favorite combos in SF3. It's just funny looking. It's cool. Very satisfying. Boing, boing, boing. It works even if the opponent's grounded, but it's easier if you hit the mirror bar, which Yang did there.
You win. Fighters ready. Engage.
Wow.
Prepare to strike. Now. Final round. Go for it.
I never watched the Bee movie. I remember seeing a clip on Twitter a few years after it came out and being surprised that the husband is voiced by the guy who does Kronk and Joe Swanson and Brock Simpson. I forget his name. Patrick Warburton. Quite an interesting role for him. He played Lemony Snicket in the Series of Unfortunate Events show. I liked that show. I liked those books. Nice. Meaty Snammerhouse. On the way up attacks to anti-air is so cool. One of my favorite little things about Third Strike. I mean, technically you can do it in any Street Fighter game, but there's a fun little meta built around it in Third Strike because if you get parried, you can attack again on the way down. Ends up being quite nuanced. Usually land before the opponent after an air-to-air in Third Strike, because the resets launch is kind of high. Additionally, air-to-air heavy so the opponent like full screen. The Series of Unfortunate Events TV show was a lot. It removed a lot of the darkness of the books, which I had mixed feelings on. The books weren't afraid to get quite dark. Like, a lot of the deaths were kind of sillier in the show compared to the books. And then the ending was changed quite a lot to be happier. I don't want to spoil. Notably, the Quagmires have a dramatically happier ending than in the book. Yeah, the show is Netflix, and it actually covers the entire thing, whereas I think the movie was just the first 3 books. The Netflix one goes start to finish. It wasn't perfect, but I did like it. What's his face? Barney from How I Met Your Mother. He's Count Olaf, and he does a damn good job. He's a fantastic actor. The Baudelaires are fine. There aren't really any other consistent characters. Neil Patrick Harris, that's him. He was really strong. You can tell he's a fantastic actor. Count Olaf is a very particular character. You would need quite a lot of range to play a character like him. Too late. I love that combo. I think you get a juggle there if they bounce twice like that. I think you can do like Serranos or something. Stand fierce. That's sad, the last one's good. Oh, he got the red parry! Or perhaps a blue parry, I don't know. He did it really late. Oh, sad. I've never seen How I Met Your Mother. I think a lot of people were kind of unsatisfied with the eventual pairing, weren't they? There was like a way that they kind of set up how they were where they were going, and then they just did something different to surprise everyone, and people were like, "This works a lot less well." But I didn't see it, so I don't know how true that is. Nice. Sometimes you got to do it. Learning English through watching American TV. Many such cases. I also hear learning English by playing video games. If I played games in Japanese, I'd probably know a lot of Japanese by now. As it stands, I only know a little bit. It'd be nice to get back into learning Japanese. It'd be nice to have that skill. A lot of drive damage on a super. No, I think it's uniform. That's not true. There are some supers that do a lot of drive damage. Stuff like Feng Shui, stuff like Guile, Super 2, stuff like Blanca Super 2. A lot of the Super 2s where they can't control how much of it you have to block, you can get quite a lot of drive damage out of it. It's supposed to be a uniform half a drive bar for a level 1, a full drive bar for a level 2, and 1.5 drive bars for a level 3. But the supers where you can't control how much of it the opponent is forced to block, those ones do, you can be used to do a lot of drive damage. Guile would be my instinctive answer. Guile Super 2 doesn't ask 10 of drive chip. Or drive damage on hit. Also, it's Nihongo Jozu. Jozu has irregular kanji. It's hand above. Or perhaps above hand, I don't remember. I remember Jozu. I remember Heta. That's the counterpart, the negative one. Unskilled. Untalented. Yo, look at all the 12s. I love 12 so much. Needle's frame data is actually very decent as compensation for the fact that you can't combo into it. A 12 perfect. That's a Necro 12 intro, yeah. Oh, he got hit. Bro's looking nice with it for a minute there. But he bleeds. If you want a cool fact about this matchup, 12 does not have bones. And thus he doesn't have a skeleton when he's electrocuted. Q also doesn't have bones, perhaps. It's also possible we just can't see inside Q's body. You don't get to see a skeleton though, regardless. You can see like what Q looks like under the trench coat in his electric animation.
Prepare to strike now.
He is ripped. I wonder if there's like a canon explanation for what the hell Q and G are. Or they just made it weird on purpose and they don't really have a real idea of what it's supposed to be. Q seems to have a human neck, although it's difficult to say. That's a real anti-air. I mean, obviously they've intentionally made it vague, but I wonder if they have an idea of what the actual answer is. Or not.
Into the heat of battle. Go for it.
That's possible. The neck just goes all the way up. I like that theory. Where's my multi-hit sweep queue? I mean 12. That shit's supposed to be 3 hits. Where are the other hits? You shall throw. I remember people pointing out that GQ can be read as GQ, or it's similar sounding, and GQ means Earth, or planet, or something like that in Japanese. Which seems to work with the President of Earth theme. Oof. I hate when Kins do that. They just walk in, they heavy DP. I parried that and lived before, but I've also died to it plenty of times. Sometimes you're caught off guard, sometimes you're wrong. Then you find yourself eating a DP. Like it's candy. Akuma vids of all things. You're welcome. That is one of the things I've done. Oh, he parried. Aggressive. Rewarding though. If it works. The back throw. The red. Oh, what a complex game we're playing. Yo. Necker was like, nice super, how about this? Sometimes the stars, they be aligning. Oh, that was back medium kick getting counter hit. You hate to see it. Might trade? Yeah. Oof. Getting parries after being in hit stun is actually quite precise. The game seems picky about letting you parry while you're in hit stun. I don't know if it outright disallows it or if it just makes the window smaller. I've never bothered to lab it. Nice. Little juggle here. Alright, he's dead. Do something cool. Aw. One of the hardest things for people who play other Street Fighter games to do when they come to Third Strike is a lot of people just instinctively do DP anti-airs. And DP anti-airs are not horrible in Third Strike, but they're not your main anti-air. They have very high risk reward compared to a lot of other anti-airs. Realistically, for most of the cast, your main anti-air is parry. Akuma ironically has like the best anti-airs in the whole game. I can't think of anyone with a better one. Akuma can do anti-air DP, and if it's parried, he can cancel to Super 1. And then if the opponent starts parrying that, he can toss to them. Jump back button is fine. Bit passive, won't always work. But the risk is extremely low. Anti-air blocking is also extremely common. Just don't even enter a mix-up.
Are you ready? Go.
Dudley's anti-airs are quite good. He can mix up quite a lot is really the thing. They're definitely up there. He's an annoying character to jump against. Even if you jump parry versus Dudley, he has a lot of ways to make your life hell.
Fighters ready. Engage.
But there are jump angles where he can't easily stop them. Depends on your character. Yeah, pretty sure it's a punish. That super recovers pretty quick, but I think it's still like minus 10 or some. It's less minus the further away you are. And Dudley was still pretty close. I've had something interesting start going on in my life. It's been quite satisfying. Recently, one of my friends, Plumpkin, graduated from her college. I don't know if it's about bachelor's or associates. I feel like it's bachelor's, but I'm not actually sure. And I went to the graduation, and then afterwards I went to her little party. And we're chilling. And I eat a penne pesto from an Italian restaurant, and it was big. And I spent the entire, I got ice cream after too, frozen yogurt actually. And I spent the entire night following that, writhing around in my bed. It was like the very oily, heavy meal. And then the next day I weighed myself, and I am the heaviest I've ever been in my life. And I was like, wow, because I already, you know, I'm not super duper fat, but I'm fat enough. My activity went down a lot when I started doing X-ray instead of working retail at Home Depot. And my lifestyle didn't really change to accommodate the much more passive, or my diet didn't change to accommodate the more passive lifestyle, the less active lifestyle. And not only that, but I wouldn't go as far as to say I was stress eating. I guess technically speaking, I was stress eating while I was a student. It was one of the things I had like a decent amount of control over. And a lot of the other things in my life I didn't have a decent amount of control over, and I would like reward myself with a nice meal if I did something difficult, or if I like, you know, was having a bad day or something like that. Like if I was happy, I would reward myself with a meal. If I was sad, I would also reward myself with a meal. So I was eating a lot, and I wasn't eating very healthy things. And it was like that for like 2 years. And so I gained weight. Anyway, 1 week ago, I had this horrible nights where and afterwards I weighed myself and I realized I didn't have any kind of like serious like symptoms or anything like that where it's like, oh my god, I'm so fat. But just the knowledge that I'm the fattest I've ever been was pretty embarrassing. And so I was like, I think I'll go on a diet. And I've successfully dieted before. In my young 20s, I dropped 30 pounds on a diet. I went from 220 to, well, our video ended. I went from 220 to 190 on a diet. Yo, there's a 12 on the screen. This is not the same day as the previous video we watched. So there will probably be new players. I'm 6'1" for what it's worth. I'm moderately tall. I am in the top 20% of human beings for tallness. "12 detected." Whoa! Oh, he could have had that. What nice berries. Why on earth did he do neutral throw? Where's heavy axe? Now granted, 12 couldn't have killed him no matter what, because 12 is a shitty character. But I feel like he should have done better than what he did. That was a punish. Isn't that embarrassing that 12 blocks tackle and punishes with low short? Anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, so I've successfully dieted before, but I've tried recently and I've been losing the motivation. Like, I still have the ability, but I mean, anyone has the ability to diet. But like, I'll like diet and see some success and go under my calorie count a few days, and then I'll just stop. I'll be like, oh, I can do it, and then I won't do it. I can't commit. I don't have the ability to commit that I had in my young 20s. Nice confirm. I love Super 1 Urian. Super 1 Urian is probably a mid-tier character. It's not horrible, but it's obviously worse than Super 3. Anyway, for the last 1 week straight, I've been having about 1,200 calories a day. And it has been surprisingly easy. Oh! This might still hit, yeah. He missed his air normal, but he still got it. Oh, those headbutts. Headbutt is very low risk. The reward is decent. I've been eating healthier food. I've been eating less, and I've been exercising more. Every day I don't work, I'm doing 3 miles. Oh, good shit. Parry, walk in, low short, super. I wonder if the low short still hit as a punish. He could have just parried and supered right away. I don't understand struggling to eat over 2,000 calories a day. Whenever someone says that, it just confuses me. Like, bro, peanut butter is 100 calories for a tablespoon. Just have some peanut butter. Are you allergic to peanuts? If you really want to hit 2,000 calories a day, you can do it. I have faith in you. Nice. That combo. What an amusing combo. Yeah, go mad. Oh, nice placement. Oh, it's beautiful. What a lovely mirror. I think he was a bit quick with the second one. Bro, eating a tablespoon of peanut butter takes like 2 seconds. You put the spoon in the peanut butter, then you put the spoon in your mouth. Honestly, in a single spoonful, you could probably get 3 tablespoons of peanut butter. If you really cram that shit on there, you get a big scoop. That's 300 calories. Peanut butter might even be healthy. I don't actually know. Anyway, on a diet of 1,200 calories a day, I thought it would be really difficult. But actually, it's been very easy. That caught me off guard. I'm like not hungry yet. I like peanut butter a lot. I don't think I'll ever get tired of it. I wonder how many pounds of my body are pure peanut butter. Nice. I think ham. I think you could do ham is leaner than some other meats you could eat. I think. Actually, I don't know that. Yes, yes, yes. Boing. Oh, it fell out. Proximity to the corner, or just no? I don't think so. It's overly ambitious, perhaps. Anyway, 1 week ago, I weighed myself, and then yesterday I weighed myself, and I had dropped 4 pounds, which is more than the calorie deficit. So I think I originally weighed myself at a very high point, and then weighed myself yesterday at a very low point. I think that the natural weight fluctuations of the human body were working with me on that weight drop. I don't think it was actually 4 pounds of weight loss. I think it was about 2. Maybe a bit less than 2. So I probably wasn't truly the weight I was. But at the same time, seeing a drop that big was like, holy shit. Maybe this won't take so long after all. I figured it would take about 6 months to get the drop I wanted, give or take. And I think it probably still will. I'm trying to lose 45 pounds. That's my goal. 45 pounds in 6 months. What do you guys think? Do I have hope? I'm pretty serious about this stuff. I'm not eating, I'm not having cheat days. I'm eating pretty healthy food as it goes. Wow, very clever. I could probably lose 45 pounds in a few minutes if I had a bone saw. At Grok, how much does a leg weigh? Yes, my huge donger. Yun. I've been working out, but it's been pure cardio. I'm not actually doing any lifting. How much does a kidney weigh? We're getting desperate. I'll donate 60% of my liver, 1 kidney. Do you really need both lungs? There's 2, right? I see people every day who have had a collapsed lung and they're still alive. What's a henway? Sounds like a punchline to a joke. Go catch 5 rabbits in a pot fur. What's a pot fur? For to cook the rabbits. That's a classic. True, lungs are probably extremely light. The entire premise of being able to see lungs in an X-ray relies on the fact that they're very, very not dense. I don't know the antonym for dense in that context. Normally I think of the antonym for dense as sparse. But it doesn't feel right to call lungs sparse. That seems wrong. Seems like not the word.
Are you ready? Go.
I need an antonym for massive. Little toes are definitely not necessary. I could probably stand to lose a few toes. so it'll be alright. Probably a lot of my fingers too. I probably wouldn't want to lose the index finger and thumb on either hand, but I think I could get rid of the others. You only need a thumb to carry grocery bags. I guess technically I could hold grocery bags in my arm, so I don't even really need the fingers. My aura execution is suspect. I won't be losing that much. Depth perception, you're right. I only need one eye. I don't think I need my exterior ears. I think the holes kind of work without the ear shape around them. Teeth? Not necessary. I think I could actually drop quite a lot of weight with all this stuff. I could eat puree for the rest of my life. Low percent. Human. The black color of the human body is that most of the face is not necessary for life. I've seen some very ugly things in my time. Wow. Most of my ass probably could go. Parry into delay tech in this game to parry meaties and still tech throws. It's funny that you ask that, because yes, you can. And in fact, people do it all the time. That's one of the main ways to wake up. You can also parry into button, but you can't react between the two. You have to commit to the throw before you can react to a successful parry. Parry into throw is generally less risky than parry into button, but it's a lot less rewarding too. It's less risky because parry into throw also techs throws, and it also throws are very quick. So if you parry something that's 2 hits, you can parry and throw before the second hit connects, for example, whereas parry into button won't necessarily hit in time. Now it's still a worse option than than block into delayed throw, or it's a more risky option because parry has a direction inherent to it and blocking does not, or it still does, but it's less significant. For example, Akuma close forward I used in my parry example in my parry video. Akuma close medium kick is high parry only, but can be blocked in either direction. So if you're going for parry into throw, you need to guess right. You need to guess forward parry if it's Akuma close medium kick. But if you block, you can block in either direction. It's actually a little hard to blow up wake up parry into throw. That's an interesting thing about this game. You can blow it up, but it's somewhat difficult. Alex spotted. There's a car throw. Didn't grab. Too far away. Parrying and move your wake up throw invincibility. No. I think pressing buttons might. But most people don't time super early meaty throws because the opponent could just not do anything and the throw would whiff. I should have a buffer DP into my meaties. CC react delay, get DP on via parry time freeze. That works. All the shadows can do that. It's good. I'm not surprised you do it because it's a good strategy. It's very scary if they parry and then block, but most people don't do that.
Prepare to strike.
It's also scary if they parry repeatedly, but most people don't do that too. Oh. God, I love Alex. Oh, I do that versus Dudley. Isn't that funny? You have certain attacks you can hit Dudley with, such as Universal Overhead, where if he's buffering cancels to EX Machine Gun Blow, you'll get a reset.
Into the heat of battle.
Alex Crutch Fierce was just used in that exact way. That was beautiful. Alex's overhead is pretty fast. It's also very damaging, as overheads go. A lot of dizzy too. Oh, that was slash elbow. That's not how we do it. Alex is fairly easy to juggle. He's quite wide when falling. He also takes slightly longer to hit the ground compared to most characters, I think. Either that or his hurtbox goes down more before he lands. There's a little bit of uniqueness to the way that Alex falls that gives you some unusual juggles against him. Some characters can exploit it, some can't. Elena is extremely weird when juggling. Urian is pretty easy to juggle. Depends on what character you play, but a lot of characters are easier for like the whole cast to juggle. Dudley's very easy to juggle for Aura, but I think he's awkward for Q. I mean, not Q, for Urian. I don't actually remember.
Prepare to strike. Now.
What? Ooh. The slipping jab.
Prepare to strike. Now.
I love that combo. Ooh, that's an unusual meaty. Oh, he's cooked. How? Nice form on that suplex, Alex.
Final round.
When I was a mere baby, I was in gymnastics. And I remember doing cartwheels, forward somersaults, etc., etc. But there was something, a back bend, we called it. I don't know if that's what it's called more formally. But it's very similar to what Alex does for his suplex, and I was shit at it.
Now.
Very rarely could I do it.
Are you ready? Go.
I like gymnastics. My parents just signed me up for all kinds of random shit. I played basketball for a while. I was a Cub Scout. I took swim lessons, etc., etc. Nice. He probably had a juggle to kill there, but it was weird. He probably could have just done a Light of Virtue from full screen. Oh, okay. I don't think it was a punish, but he got him.
Fight is ready. Engage.
Gymnastics was one of the more fun ones I ever did. I wasn't terribly good at basketball. Our team won, though. The basketball team I was on, I forget what grade it was. I was not super old. It might have been like 3rd grade or something like that. The basketball team I was on, the coach, his son was on our team. And the coach literally just told us, if you ever get the ball, pass it to my son.
You win.
And the son was crazy good at basketball. He ran circles around every other person.
Ready. Engage.
And we won every single match we had for the entire season. The entire league. I think I made one basket in the entire time I did it. And I played Rebound, so you think I'd be playing, like, you think I'd be making a lot of baskets. Cool anti-air. Didn't work, but it was cool. Anti-air, low, short, super one. Remy's zoning was quite good that round, however Dudley's damage was just too high. I'm not really looking forward to them. There's probably going to be quite a few changes for each character.
Prepare to strike. Now.
I think that video still exists, but I don't remember how to find it. It might not have been my video. Yeah, there's the Elena video and the universal changes and like the character specific patch changes. It's quite a lot of work.
Into the heat of battle. Go for it.
I think they should have a crouching flag in third strike would probably be better than what they've got. Certain moves should not be hittable if you're crouching, I think. I could make an entire video on just that throw tech change if they go through with it. I think it's a really bad solution. I think the throw tech has to inherently be extremely neutral because there isn't actually that much control on who throws and who techs the throw.
Now. Prepare to strike. Now.
Like, you're more likely to tech the throw after defensively, but more likely is, like, definitely not guaranteed, especially if the person is trying to throw second. I think if both players recovered a bit of drive meter on a throw tech, that would be okay. But I don't think that's the solution I wanted. I understand the premise, but the game just doesn't have a good way of figuring out who's attacking and who's defending. Nice. I don't think the game really needs that much in terms of mechanical changes. I think I like the idea of punish counter on both drive rush and button out of drive rush. You should get punish counter if you hit out of either of those. I did not hear about that. I guess I'm anti-throw loops. I think forcing you to use drive rush or to get throw loops is okay. If every throw left both players full screen, I think that would probably be fine. That'd be weird. That'd be too much. Have every throw just have both characters recovering at the same time. That would be fine. I wouldn't dislike that. I don't think throw loops are a huge deal. But I think the game not having them would probably be better than having them. But it's okay if you just have it so you're forced to use drive rush to get a throw loop. Especially with, like, you know, if it's drive rush in such a way the opponent can theoretically reaction level 1. Many throw loops are already like that, where you have to use drive rush, and if the opponent can react to drive rush at level 1, if it was universal, it'd be pretty good. Dawson's not even a good character, bro. Oh, he's just going for the taunts. Oh, Dudley can punish it. I think that was probably still worth. Hard to say. I think dash punch into one parry was probably better. Bro, how did Dudley turn this around this hard? What a punish! What a bait, what a punish! Oh, I gotta see it again. It was that good. Did you guys see that? That was beautiful. What a great reply. What a nice bait. What a nice punish. If he was real, he would have juggled into back roundhouse taunt.
Are you ready? Go.
If there moved throw loops, Jamie would always drink his fucking drink after a forward throw. But that would probably be alright. I'm okay with it being easy for Jamie to drink. Bro said no. Bro said, what if I super 2? Jesus, look at all that Dizzy. I have a red parry attempt. Oh, that Dizzy bar is looking kind of scary. Keeping a lot of danger for the rest of this round. The rare Dudley Dizzy. There it is.
Final round. Go for it.
I think they could probably make Wake Up Drive Reversal a little better. I wouldn't dislike that. I think I could make it faster and I wouldn't hate it. It's already unsafe on block. It's already cost meter. This kills. He got it. That shit's not free. It's not super hard, but it's not free.
You win. Now, the battle.
2.5 bars? I think it's 2, isn't it?
Into the heat of battle. Go for it.
Ugh.
Are you ready? Go.
Imagine if there was a Universal Armor Breaker in Street Fighter 6. I don't know what they put it on though. Technically speaking, Drive Reversal is already a Universal Armor Breaker. That's a funny thought. Drive Reversal cancel to level 1 super. Bro. Feels like Marisa is fighting against the mechanics already. I think Marisa is more vulnerable to perfect parry than any other character.
You win. Fighters
Honda too.
engage.
Honda's actually intact if you don't just spam headbutts and butt slams. He's very vulnerable to perfect parry if you spam headbutts and butt slams, but he's still a decent character if you don't. I think Honda's one of the most underrated characters in the whole game. Honda's little steppy punch thing is super good.
Prepare to strike. Now.
Stay medium punch is super good. Oof. I really like watching Q. Nice. Low medium punch. I don't think that would have hit if Dudley didn't jump forward, so it couldn't have been parried. Honda actually has a lot of good points. His a-cho is really good. Oh, he got the glitch! I think. He might have gotten the glitch. In this game, if you get air reset and launched on the same frame you get air reset, the JP doesn't reset. So, I don't think that was the frame. I think he just dropped it. I think he just didn't walk far enough. TDK. I don't know what TDK is. Low short TC.
Are you ready? Go.
Oh, roundhouse meaty. It worked. I love Dudley's juggles. Oh, what the fuck was that? Failed super? Oh yeah, I think that's not the same thing. That's what I'm thinking of. If you launch someone on the frame, they land from a juggle. The juggle count doesn't reset. Whoa. If you reset them and then launch them on the frame, they land. You know, I love Necro too. I love Q, I love Dudley, I love Necro. Third strike roster is simply peak. Oh, bro saw a ghost. Necro tried for the red parry and dropped it. I think the situation called for a desperate parry like that. Unfortunately, he did not get it. I like watching Makoto. I don't love fighting her, but I don't hate fighting her. She's kind of annoying. She's got a lot of chaos to her gameplay. It's hard to play consistently against her. Like most characters in this game, if I'm playing against a lower ranked player on Fightcade, I'll just flatten them. But Makoto, the lower rank Makoto players can beat me if they're lucky. I think it's something about my gameplay, in addition to Makoto's. I think I could play in such a way that she wouldn't be able to get lucky. I'm too hungry. I could play in a way that's less risky to Makoto's mix-up. Not so much stun combo in Oro's case. It's just because of the, you know, the hit-throw mix-up. She's a grappler, she's random. Sometimes you're just wrong a few times in a row. Chibi Essex. I don't know what that means. Is this a Blue Archive reference? Isn't there a character named Essex in Blue Archive? Is it Blue Archive? I don't even know. think everyone in Blue Archive is chibi, aren't they? Actually, I don't know that either. I've never played Blue Archive. I don't even know what it is except that it's mobile. And it might have waifus. The only mobile game I play is Pokemon TCG Pocket. I actually have several mobile games, but they're not really mobile games like that. Allow me to read you guys my mobile games. I have Simple Solitaire Collection, Sudoku, 2 different chess apps. I have the official chess.com app and the Allied Chess app. I have Nonogram Galaxy. And that's it. Gotta do my Sudoku, my Nonograms, and my Solitaire. I got the triple whammy. I could bring my Switch to work if I wanted to. I do have a Switch and I could bring it to work. I could play some Fire Emblem 3 Houses at work. That sounds pretty sick. I love that game. However, I've never bothered to do that. My coworker brings a Switch to work every day. Three Houses is my favorite Fire Emblem game, but I don't know if it has universal appeal per se. It's a slow burn Fire Emblem game. Very unusual. Ooh, the big man. Heavy clap into stand heavy punch does combo. I don't know about the other claps. Radiant Dawn is one of the worst Fire Emblem games. I have a lot of terrible things to say about that game, actually. Like, a lot. I could go on for quite a while about how much I hate that game. It's actually topical because I've been playing it recently. Micaiah is not great. And the writing is really bad. Radiant Dawn is not so much a terrible game as it could be a much better game with very minimal and obvious changes. Ike is not actually in the vast majority of Radiant Dawn. He shows up about halfway through it. Nice pickup. Path of Radiance is one of the best Fire Emblem games. I think as a standalone game, it's probably the best. It's got really good gameplay. It's got a very nice story. Good replay value. It's very well self-contained. It actually didn't need a sequel, so it's funny that we got one and it was ass. The sequel also unwinds a lot of the cooler parts of Path of Radiance. I think the characters in Path of Radiance are bled to you a bit too slowly. It makes the early chapters a little more samey. Until the map where you get like Mist and Rolf and Marsha, you're kind of using the same team every run. The Lagoos are kind of underpowered in that game too. Some more than others. Yes. The Black Knight does that. On the map where you have to get to the ship, the Black Knight's placement was very cruel by the devs. On the other ones, it's okay. Squish. I've done that before. It took forever, though. I would not be terribly annoyed to make an Elena video, but yeah, the patch notes videos are weighing on my mind a bit more heavily. I don't know if I should make the patch notes videos first or the Elena video first. The Elena video technically makes more sense to do first. Ooh, the dropkick meaty to beta throw. And you know, it's an overhead. I actually skipped SOB. FE 15 or whatever it is. I heard it was quite good. I should have played it. I've never played the original either. The patch notes videos are smaller, so it's kind of easier to just make a few of them. Towards Fierce is a poke. 2 players, 1 brain cell. That was my exact opinion on Fire Emblem Conquest. I guess Fire Emblem Conquest had good character designs and awful story and good gameplay. I believe so, yes. Fire Emblem 14 is called Fire Emblem Fates, and it's divided into 3 routes, which are called Birthright, Conquest, and Revelation. People generally treat them like they're all different games, which they kind of almost are. I've never done FE Conquest on Lunatic. I played it once on hard, and I was like, this is pretty hard already. I'm quite good at Fire Emblem, but the mechanics of Conquest kind of owned me. I'm not good at like budgeting for stuff like the pair up blocking, or like the when you should be next to each other and when you should be paired up. People say it's a very satisfying hard mode once you get it. But I didn't get it. I really like the way that FE Fates used weapons. That was kind of fun. They had to do a lot more stuff because of the fact that weapons were infinite. It's a big deal in Fates when you get a new weapon in a map. Like if you miss an Armor Slayer, that's catastrophic. I hated Awakening Lunatic. I understand it gets easier as you get deep into it, but I stopped after like chapter 7 or something. I'm like reasonably good at the mechanics of Awakening. I loved Maddening in 3 Houses. I think Maddening in 3 Houses is probably my favorite hard mode I've ever played in any game ever. I had 2 very satisfying runs of that game. I've been thinking about doing another stream of a maddening run. The time I streamed it, I did Blue Lions. I think it'd be kind of fun to try a Silver Snow route. I think that one's the hardest. Blue Lions or Golden Deer is probably the easiest. The Golden Deer characters I think are best in maddening, but the Golden Deer route might not be the easiest. I didn't buy 3 houses right away. By the time I bought it, maddening already existed.
Are you ready? Go.
The thing about Silver Snow that's really mean is not only do you have Edelgard and Hubert taken away from you, but the roster isn't bigger to accommodate their loss. Like in every other route, it assumes you have your full party plus like 2 other characters.
Are you ready? Go.
Maybe like 0, then 1, then 2, then 3 other characters as you get higher professor level. But in Silver Snow, it just plucks 2 characters from your team, and the unit cap is 7 instead of 9. You don't get to bring extra characters to accommodate the 2 that are forced from your team. And then you're just doing the same maps as Golden Deer with a smaller team.
You win.
Hi. That's really mean. That's like really mean to the player. Sedith is also not as good as Edelgard, although it's kind of close. He is a really good unit. Which battalions are good is a really specific thing in maddening. Obviously, damage battalions are still very important for fighting monsters and whatnot, but Stride is really big. The Dancer battalion is really big, and then the one where enemies can't do reduced damage to you is quite good too. Stride is the most important one, I think. Oh, he got a blocked hit. He still got the punish. He got a worse punish, I think. Well. It's not anyone's game. Okay. Oh, I'm completely forgetting the battalion that makes it so you counterattack anything. That one's huge and maddening. That one's really, really helpful. It gives you the counterattack ability for 1 turn. That lets you kill a lot of exceptionally annoying enemies. People who are using bolting from across the map. You just counterattack them with your Pegasus Byleth with Alert Stance Plus. The early game is also harder than the late game in maddening. The game cannot adequately budget for how much you can break it if you know how to break it efficiently. Peg Knight Byleth for the move. For the flight. For the dodge tanking. It's the only way to get flight in intermediate. You can fly as soon as you get level 10, but if you're female only. I believe a sword peg is the most efficient way to do Byleth in maddening, although a lance peg is also extremely good. Female Byleth is very obvious because of the free Sylvain plus the peg. What you get for being male doesn't end up being as good. I consider Swordbreaker to be very useful in Chapter 13 as well. Chapter 13 is a run ender in maddening. It's the one where you meet up with all the characters and there's no pre-battle.
Are you ready?
setup. Byleth can dodge tank with Swordbreaker on that map. Swordbreaker in alert stance. And it's borderline necessary to do it. Nice. Roundhouse? What did he want? Hard command grab? That's the only thing I can think of. It probably was hard command grab. Dodge tanking is... The game couldn't prevent you from doing that. Dodge tanking is just as good in maddening as it is in the lower difficulties. It's one of the only intact strategies. Dead Strike is a good game, yes. Everyone's been saying it forever. Glad you finally got it. Who'd you play? I wouldn't have loved Third Strike depending on my character selection, I feel. I probably would still love it if I was playing Yan. But there are a lot of characters where it's just like, this is a pretty good game. Like, I like playing Ryu, but it doesn't feel like a masterpiece when I'm playing Ryu. No, I don't think Ryu players are wrong. I don't think they're not enjoying the game. More of a me thing. Or it makes Third Strike feel like a masterpiece to me. That was a good demonstration of Dudley's weird anti-air. Being kind of good in this matchup. I mean, Yang are the characters of someone who doesn't want to do any damage at all. You're like, who are the lowest damage characters in this game? The actual lowest damage character in the game is 12. Nice confirm. That's the first confirm I ever learned. Body splash, low jab, low jab. Low parry to wake up. He can't. That was a terrible decision. If you got hit, he just died. You still take damage when you get hit out of that. It's probably an execution layer. Really a move you do on purpose. Oh, failed super? I don't understand why Dudleys do that. Yeah, I like most characters in this game. I play Atlanta casually, and her appeal is almost completely separate from Oro. They have next to nothing in common. Yet I still like playing her. There are some things that she does where it's just like, man, I wish I could do this on Oro. One of the easiest examples is parry into low strong into super. Oro doesn't do that. That's just not a thing Oro does. Oro doesn't have a super that just hits. But Bath, what about parry into crouch fierce into EX super 1? Biggest single hit in the game. I think the strongest single hit is Akuma KKZ first hit. Oro can win off neutral and Elena can win off neutral, but the way they win off neutral is actually completely different. Oro wins off neutral primarily through his movement. They can both poke. But even Elena's ways of poking are a bit different from Oro. Elena is more of a counter poke style, whereas Oro's kind of pure pokes. Who do you play? For 1K. 401K. I got it. I figured it out. Figured out the name. I was enjoying everyone's funny handles at Combo Breaker. Handles have come a long way. People use stupider stuff now than they used to. And I enjoy that. Elena's car throw is so good. It's really fun to have that. Aura's car throw is decent, but it's more of like a defensive resource to catch shimmies. It's better than not having a car throw. You would do it, but it's not a huge deal. Elena's car throw is a huge deal. Elena's car throw is absurdly good. Good shit. The Ibuki Far Jab is a gimmick that almost no one uses. And it's actually very troublesome if you've never dealt with it before. Nice. Oh, very nice. Ibuki beefy. 77 to 65 is more than barely, I feel. What is going on in this comment? Sefric. Go home. You're drunk. I'm actually widening. I'm moving in both directions simultaneously. Oh, we got quite a few. You know when you flatten Play-Doh and it kind of moves outward in every direction because you're flattening it? I'm doing that. I'm getting shorter and wider. Yeah. The medium punch. The medium punch seems like it wouldn't actually be that good. There's nothing in particular about it that seems strong. You fight a Hugo who uses it well, and it's such an essential button for his kit. It's a counter poke button. It's not a horrible poke as they go. It doesn't go super far. Medium kick and stay medium punch and low medium kick are both better pokes. But low medium punch is really good in a lot of scenarios where Hugo kind of needs that anti-poke presence, anti-normal presence. It interacts favorably with a lot of other normals. It's not overly committal. I remember that episode. Wasn't that the one with Macbeth in space? I'm pretty sure it was. I love jokes like that in children's shows. A kid wouldn't get Macbeth in space. Super 2 spotted. Oh, yeah, he did it when he was doing the, they were like running for class president, didn't he? That might have been his debut. The class president episode. SA2 is okay in this matchup, actually. As a rule of thumb, SA2 is actually not that bad. Wasn't Bulby voiced by Phil Lamar? Well known as the voice of Vamp from Metal Gear Solid. Hi. Damn, Tor's Fierce is that good? Oh, the combos. Who here knew about that? I knew. Not only did I know, but if you want a fun little fact, Hugo's neutral throw in the corner is a free juggle state. There are very few JP0 launches in Third Strike, and that's one of them. Hugo Yan is actually not that bad of a matchup. That would be a pretty short video. I could just make it in a second. Ooh. I would just activate. Yep, he did. Have I? Maybe? SF3 Quirks is a pretend Beth video. That shit ain't real. Who gets a combo from a throw? Hugo neutral throw, Necro neutral throw, Remy neutral throw. I think Urian neutral throw. Technically Oro with the stone glitch. That one's pretty fun. Probably almost no one knows about that. I'm probably like one of 10 people in America who knows about that. Oh. Oh yeah, Yun neutral throw into SA1 or something. Got him. I don't have the precision to cook pasta al dente. I chuck my spaghetti in a pot and I just go back and check it after like 10 minutes. And usually it's squishy and I'm like, okay. And then I drain it. There is no precision. I don't set a timer or anything. I don't check back periodically. Nice. Pokemon Scarlet was my favorite Pokemon game. I also loved Sun and Moon. I actually skipped Sword and Shield though. Black and White I like a lot. Heart Gold Soul Silver I like a lot. Almost all Pokemon games are quite good in my opinion. I love replaying Gen 1 and Gen 2. They're janky but they're precious. Gen 2 has an atmosphere that I've never seen matched. I think Maractus is the cutest Pokemon. But I feel almost nothing for it besides that. It's not a particularly good mon, and I don't go out of my way to catch one in the few games that it's in. Nice. My favorite mon. I like Meloetta a lot, but you can't get Meloetta in like any Pokemon game. In terms of mons that I like using on any given playthrough, I've always had a soft spot for Crobat. That's in most games and it's pretty fun to use. Who else is a mon that I just really like using? I don't know. I like Venusaur a little bit. I like Metagross a lot. Beldum is ass. But Metang and Metagross are pretty fun. Damn, you can? I didn't know that. Whimsicott is a very fine favorite. He's a cute little guy. Funny sheep. Funny sheep cotton. Once it became a fairy type, that was kind of cool. It's not bad, it's just a fast little fellow with a good type. Wow. Paris is cool. It's terrible, but it's cool. Escavalier is kind of cool. I've been enjoying Escavalier in the TCG recently. It's quite a good card. Very, very good synergy with Solgaleo. Escavalier only needs a single energy to activate, and the downside is it has quite a lot of health and damage. The downside is it has a Titanic retreat cost of 3, but Solgaleo doesn't care what other Pokemon's retreat costs are because he just comes in. Good little pair up. Very decent way to make a Solgaleo deck. Surprisingly, Solgaleo doesn't really have a great team despite being a great card. People are doing like Skarmory Solgaleo, Escavalier Solgaleo, and Excadrill Solgaleo, and all of those are decent. They can all beat top tier teams, but none of them are crazy. Whimsicott was a fiend back in Gen 5. Prankster Whimsicott is quite a fun card, fun Pokemon. Priority Taunt, Priority Encore, Priority Leech Seed. Very annoying. Oh, they canceled the Demon Flip to dodge the throw. Brutal. What's the leak? Someone told me and I forgot. Tell me the leak. I don't like Tekken that much. I don't even like watching it. I used to play it back in the day. So I got Alex, Viper, and Ingrid. I don't think that's impossible. I think that would go over quite well. I wouldn't be surprised if Capcom leaked stuff themselves to gauge reactions. I've had a suspicion. No red parry. You have to red parry to punish those, Hugo. It's annoying. I too am a weird character enjoyer. I made a tweet recently where I said the roster is too small. And a lot of people said the roster is not actually too small, the roster just sucks ass. I don't think the roster sucks, but there's definitely the mechanics of the game definitely encourage some zany playstyles. That's good enough? Nice. Sad. Okay. Did that actually chip? Yeah. Larry does a decent amount of chip. Larry, it's not a good move, but sometimes it's good enough. Most people didn't really have a strong opinion on Rufus because most people never fought at Rufus because Rufus was, I think, the second least played character. He was really rare. You saw him in the tournament a lot, though. Because of Justin and Ricky and Flo. RIP. Four characters to third strike. I want someone who fits. Poison would be a nice safe add. Snatched. They could just chuck Sagat in there. Fuck it. Sagat. I don't know. I'd like to see the third strike version of anyone. The wildest character I would add. Colleen would be good, yeah. The wildest. If I was a billionaire, I would commission a sequel to Third Strike from Capcom. Street Fighter 3.4. I don't want Gil. It'd be interesting if they managed to implement some of the things he had in Street Fighter 5, though. Gil was probably the single most interesting character in 5. A little too galactic brain for most players, though. Favorite stage background character? I feel like I have a legitimate answer for that. Oh yes, the Parrot and Oro stage of Second Impact.